What's going on, jewelry lovers? It's your girl Liana, and I'm here with my beading board. Your girl is back, and we're making a pendant necklace, a beaded pendant necklace. We're going to use this turquoise pendant bead as our inspiration. So I'm just kind of getting a feel for what I want and kind of how I want to rock it. I got my beads picked out. So please don't ask me what kind of beads these are because I don't remember the name of those. But I just know they have that little brown and off-white kind of striation to it. And then I got these African glass beads that are going to be like the T on this necklace. So I'm excited about those. And then, of course, I got to come in with my round turquoise beads. Can't leave them out. So we got color, we got texture, we got movement, we got all the things. And we even got some jump rings because we're going to need them too. In addition to those jump rings, we're also going to need a lobster clasp because, hey, we got to close it up, right? There it is right there. So we got our jump ring, we got our lobster clasp for our closure. Now we need some wire and we also need some crimps. So the crimps are gonna go at the end of the necklace. So it's gonna help kind of disguise that knot that we're gonna form when we like do our little loop on the end. That's where we will attach our jump rings and stuff. Of course, I need some pliers. Gotta have those. Um, so we pretty much got all our tools that we need. I got a little glue tucked over there in the corner. I'll talk about that towards the end. So let's get our stuff together. So now we got our little crimp that's going to go at the end of our beads. Now I'm just going to take two out of this bag and put them on the board. But usually I might dump a good bit of them down there because I tend to be a little clumsy. And if I drop them, hey. Now I've put my knot in the end, forming a little loop. You can see the little loop there. And I form my knot. Now I am putting those crimps on there to close it up and to hide that knot and also to secure it. Because the one thing we don't want to do is to put our bead to get our necklace together and then all these beads to start falling off. Also, I put a little dab of little glue on there, a little bit of that E6000 you see tucked away up there in the corner there. Put just a dab of that on the knot and also on the crimp just to help secure the closure. Because again, I like to be on the safe side because the last thing I want to be doing is out here line dancing and moving and grooving or walking through the store or shopping or whatever, and then my necklace falls off. You don't want that. All right, so we're going to move this pendant on out the way and move a few other things out the way so we can get situated and get started. So we have this bead board by Beadsmith, and this is what I'm going to use to kind of lay out my design. Now, you can get a bead board from pretty much anywhere. You can get it from Walmart. You can get it from Amazon. I think they may have them at Target. I don't really shop at Target. But you can also get it from Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and all of that. And when Janky Joe's was around, you could get them from Janky Joe's. Who Janky Joe's is what we call, like, affectionately called Joanne's. Anyway, so now I'm just sitting here and I'm just laying this out. The good thing about a beading board is that a beading board will allow you to lay your design out. And once you get it laid out, if you want to move some things around, you want to kind of redesign. If you don't like your beads, you can go get some more beads and just kind of try a different look. If you want to add to, take away from, your beading board is your master plan for your project. It's where you get your blueprint going, right? And it also has these compartments. So these compartments help you kind of stay organized and neat. So you don't end up mixing up all your beads. And who wants to like spend time splitting beads up? Okay, so now what you see me doing is I am sliding back those beads to make room for the placement of our pendant, right? So one of the things I know I need is, here it goes, I need another little extra turquoise bead. I'm going to slide them back just a little bit more on that side. And if you look at that little pip in between those turquoise beads, that is actually the 0 mark. So that's how I make sure I maintain my center. So I'm taking now the African glass beads that I told you about, and I am getting those in place because they're going to be the crown for my pendant. My turquoise pendant is laid off to the side. So imagine it's like if this necklace was kissed by the sun, because you got a little bit of that gold flecks in there. It's like a little sun kiss on our necklace. Just kind of like crowning our pendant. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so also, these are rondelles, so they're a little flatter bead. It's okay if all your beads don't lay flat or kind of get kind of a little discombobulated because you kind of know what it is you're doing, right? So as long as you kind of get a gist of what you're going for, you're good. Okay, so don't overthink it. Don't think you got to be perfect. This is a great time to be a little messy in your thought process. Let your mind flow free, right? So definitely just kind of go with the flow and enjoy the design process. And right now, as you can see, I'm spinning a little board. I'm kind of feeling this design a little bit. Okay, so now that we got that, we're gonna get our wire and we got our design. We know how we want to do it. We're just gonna start loading these beads on. That's all we're doing. We know where we're going. You're gonna start from one end and go all the way to the next, making a couple of tweaks along the way. You're gonna see me make a tweak here in a little bit once I get more closer to the middle of the board. So that's it. Just bead away. Now, y'all, let me tell y'all a little secret. I know I haven't posted on here in quite a bit, and the reason why is because I kind of fell out of love with jewelry for a minute. I won't say I fell out of love with it. I kind of lost my jewelry mojo, right? Like I couldn't find my vibe, couldn't get my flow, and all of that. And so I really had to just take some time and kind of get my life together, you know. Life be lifing. I had some stuff go on, but I'm still here. Praise God. So hey, can't complain. And if I could complain, you wouldn't want to hear that anyway. That ain't what you on this channel for. You're on this channel to see how I bead and how I make beautiful things, right? Okay, so as we get going, keep putting your beads on. Put you on some Netflix and chill, which that's what I was doing when I was beating this. Or you can put on your favorite little music, get your vibe going, throw you on some jazz if that's your groove, some hip hop R&B if that's your groove, some country, whatever your flow. And whatever makes this process more smooth and more enjoyable for you, then go ahead and do your thing. Do your thing. All right. So we're getting closer to that center part. And so I'm about to um, get ready to attach my pendant. But there are some things I got to do before I attach the pendant. One, I'm going to show you this little faux pas I made as I got ready to do this pendant. We're almost there. Stick with me, y'all, because we got the African beads on there, the first set of them. Okay, so here's what we had to do. I had to grab that pendant. I got a jump ring, which is a pretty big, thick jump ring with a wide opening. I thought it was gonna fit in there. The jump ring itself can fit in the hole, but it's not. It's the pendant is too deep for the jump ring to close. So what I had to do, I grabbed a piece of wire. I have some non-tarnished wire. I love non-tarnished wire. Some non-tarnished wire, and I wrapped it in there, created me a loop, wrapped the wire around, got it good and snug and tight. And then once I got it how I wanted and was happy with the way the little loop looked and was laying and everything, I just took it and continued string. I string it on and continued to string everything else. Is string a word? String isn't a word. Strong is a word. So I strung that on and continued to string the rest of the beads. Anyway, so now that I got that on there, I just go on around and continue to add my beads. Now let me tell you something. Um, I don't like to add my pendants at the end. I don't want to have to go back and try to find a way to fit a jump ring and a pendant in between these beads, right? Because my necklaces and my bracelets and so forth, they tend to be a little tight. I don't want to go through all of that. So I do mine to where I can like just continue the stringing process. I know where it's gonna go. I know where I wanted to sit, and so then I go and I just make sure I just continue on with the flow. That is why you saw me do it this way. Can you certainly add at the end? You sure can. And also, if you have a necklace and you would love to have a pendant, then you can go and instead of restringing the whole thing, you can mark your point and you can add your pendant in that way as well. Okay, as long as you're not totally changing the design and you're just trying to add a pendant in there, you can do it. But you know, just be a little patient with yourself in the process. Matter of fact, I have a tutorial as to how to do that in an upcoming workshop on this channel. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to the shenanigans of it all. You see, I chipped my nail polish when I was doing that knot earlier, but it's okay. I mean, my hands are still cute, so whatever. Anyway, so we're almost at the end, and once we get to the end, we're going to check our necklace. Now, let me tell you something. You can certainly pause along the way and just double check and make sure your necklace is how you want to go. Sometimes if a bead falls off, actually gets knocked off the beading board, you may end up with two of a kind somewhere you didn't want two of a kind. Your pattern may get a little thrown off, and it's better that you figure it out. It's kind of like check along the process of stringing your beads on. Then once you get all the way to the end, you got to take everything off and then go all the way back up to where the little faux pas is at and then fix it. Okay. But look at there. Isn't she cute? She's a cute little thing to me. I don't know what I want to call her, but I'm loving how this turquoise and the texture in the turquoise and the texture in these brownish, creamish white color beads, which I don't know what they are, but I'm gonna call them barrels. Those little barrel beads, I love the way that they connect. And you're gonna see at the end, it's actually gonna be very beautiful. Now, what I'm doing here now, there's a little piece of string that hangs off from the knot. I don't want to cut that completely off, so I'm gonna hide it in the beads. Okay. I just like to leave that little extra there in case I ever have to go and make an adjustment or restring it. If I want to reuse this, I can. Okay, so now got it all strong, got all our loops and knots and all that stuff on. Now I'm adding the jump ring. So I'm going to add a jump ring. I'm also going to take my lobster clasp or whatever closure I'm doing. Later on, there'll be a tutorial, and I'll come back and link it on how to create your own like S clasp and all that stuff. But right now, we're using a regular clasp from a supplier. So we get that on there, get our jump rings on there, and boom, now our necklace is done. Take a moment and enjoy your work. Look at the marvel that you have created here. Isn't it gorgeous? Like, I love this. I love the way this kind of flows. It kind of gives almost like a safari type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really feeling it. So let's get a closer look of it outside of our beading board. And let's go to something like a little, I think I'll do like a piece of dark fabric to lay it on. Oh my gosh, look at that. I love how the pendant is laying. You got the little African glass beads right there to kind of set that pendant off. But it still flows with the design. It's pulling out those little gold flecks in the turquoise as well as in the turquoise pendant. I'm really loving that. I love how it's dramatic without being too much. All right, y'all. Here's the necklace. Tell me what you think about it down in the comments. And oh, while we chatting about that, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, God didn't create everything all in one day. He took a moment and embraced and enjoyed what He created. So y'all do the same. And also remember, like, subscribe, and share. And know that God made you to shine, to show up and shine every single day. Bye, y'all.